Hey guys, happy Tuesday. We just opened the chat and I'll tell you why. Welcome. This will be like the quickest. I'm going to stuff the most into an hour and a half tonight, okay? Maybe 2 hours, but here's the thing. We get cut off at 2 hours, okay? So now you're kind of, some of you are just seeing me now because you've been waiting to get in. Whew, today's gonna be so quick and I gotta jump now, okay guys? You're gonna see me. How are you, first of all? I'll keep the welcomes quick. Come on in, please. Happy Tuesday evening, 9 p.m. We're caught up on everything and some. I don't know if you guys know, I'm doing a couple of things at once. This is not a Laboom Squad meeting. See, I could go on. I don't want to go on and on and on and on. I need to stay on track. Today, we're talking about building your first webinar, your first automated webinar. Are we clear? In the chat, please let me know. Please. Thursday is the Laboom Squad webinar. Different thing. That's about syndication and lead generation. Today is about building your automated webinar, okay? Your automated webinar is the webinar that runs all the time and you sell something at the end. That was quick, that was direct, that was pretty clear. Correct? Are you with me on that, guys? Yeah? Okay, now you're piling in. Okay, good. Well, there's only going to be 50 of us here. Maybe 50 of us? 30 to 50 of us? You're only here. Well, let's start there. Yeah, let's just go. I gotta go. We gotta roll, okay? I created a new webinar for a new course. I want to show you guys all the details of this. The reason I'm doing a new course with a new webinar, it's only 4 modules. It's no big deal. It's because I want to show you guys what it's like. This is a brand new funnel for me. This will be number 8. I have 7, I'm gonna go quick. I have 7 automated webinars bringing in sales around the clock, y'all. I'm happy. I needed to think of a new one. I've got webinars out there. Why don't we jump into this now? I've got webinar, I have notes. I have good notes, as Jim Rohn would say. Come on in, you can say hi to each other and, oh, do me? Yeah, that looks weird, eh? Yeah, do me, my t-shirt. Actually, this would be cool. But don't listen to this shirt. Do me a favor, it says. And stop talking. That won't be the case next week. Actually, please grab this right now. We're going to go fast. We must go fast today. I'm looking at the time. 3 minutes and 13 seconds is too long for what I just did. That's how tight we are, okay? This is a This is a tactical webinar tonight, a tactical training. You will need to take notes. You will get the replay because you purchased Webinar Jam and you are creating your own webinar. Okay? Are we okay with that right now? If you did not purchase, let's get that out of the way right now. I would say, where are you from? Where are you from? Talk amongst yourselves. I must focus, okay, guys? I must chime in as well with you guys at the end. You will see why. But right now, laser focus from Marc Lalonde. This will prove to be a challenge. That's why I got notes. You are here because you purchased Webinar Jam software for automated webinars, correct? Please let me know in the chat. Say if you did or if you didn't, so that Stephanie can eloquently escort you out if you didn't. If you are here and you did not, there's 2 reasons why you are on this webinar. Number 1 is the messages get out there sometimes, and we may have messaged. No, it's because I probably invited you because you either purchased after the date for full price, and I said, come on in anyways for our training, number 1. Or number 2, you're one of the people that is strongly considering it. If you're one of these people that have not gotten the deal, which ended last Sunday, if you're one of those people, you must pay full price now. There is no going back to the sale price. Okay, guys? I'm sorry. I'll share with you where to go. Just go to asklalonde.com/webinarjam. I would screen share, but we don't have time for that. We need to focus on building your first webinar. Fair enough? Okay? Maybe I'll do a quick screen share. No. Just let me cover my notes because this is heavy, guys. So I said some sneaked in. Yes, I know, you always do. Some I invited, and I think some tweets got out there. So some people are from Twitter. We have a Twitter lead machine, and sometimes there's a lot of automation that gets out there by mistake. So if you're here, enjoy the moment, because next week we're all going to have a password to get in. Let's cover the dates now. Do you have a pen and paper? I must breathe. I'm excited. 7 minutes, way too long. Oh my God, how are we going to do this? How are we going to do this? How are we going to do this? I just got to go. I got to plow through. So we are building a brand new automated webinar today, and I'll repeat the link because I don't have time to screen share. For those of you that are considering automated webinars and you want to get the software, here's what you will have to do. You will have to pay full price. If you go to ASK, Stephanie, please put it in the chat. Please. Stephanie's putting the link, but I will just say it. It's asklalonde, asklalonde.com/webinarjam, one word. Perfect. You guys can click that if you're not in, and or write it down and come back to that later, okay? If you do come in late, you have to pay full price. It's super inexpensive for what it does and what we're going to do with it. However, there's nothing I can do to get you the crazy discount that we promoted last week, okay? That's my disclaimer. It's not a disclaimer, that's the way it is, okay? If you do get in, here's what you're going to get. You're going to get the next 3 sessions. You're already in this one, but this one will not serve you if you don't have Webinar Jam software, okay? You may get some value, you will get some value, but let's go along and you'll see why I'm going to ask you to plug a lot of things into a lot of things as we go, okay? Good? Fast? Not fast. 8 minutes, way too long. It's house cleaning, gotta do it. Opportunity to, okay, I'm going to cover that as we go. Good. The dates, okay, let's do the dates right now. The dates are as follows. We have the 18th today, Tuesday. The next session for us of these Tuesday webinar building trainings are next week is a Zoom. It's going to be a complete and utter nut house. Everyone's going to be asking a million questions. That's on February 25th. Please write these down. We're the 18th. Next one's on the 25th. You will get a Zoom link. Please don't share that. That'll be bananas. And it's going to come through your email that you registered for Webinar Jam with. It's going to come from me. Stephanie will send that one. Stephanie is going to send the next invitations because I tend to screw them up and they get out more than they should. The third one is on March 3rd, and that'll be a training just like this. Okay? It's where I teach and you stop talking. March 10th will be the 4th Tuesday, and that's another Zoom. Okay, 9/11. That's crazy. That took way too long. So we got all that done. I think we're good. I did not need to do the screen share. Okay, so here we go. Okay, we're building an automated webinar from scratch. So what an automated webinar does in whole is you have an invitation to invite to a webinar that gives value on a certain topic. In that webinar, at the end, you sell something, and then whatever it is you sell can be a product of someone else, can be your own product, can be someone else's service, can be your service, can be coaching, can be really anything. Are we clear on that flow? We're building the webinar, but I'm also creating a course to sell because I find it's going to be more valuable to you if I build the entire course from scratch. I'm going to sell 4 modules. My course I'm going to go fast. My webinar will be hosted on Webinar Jam and will run 96 times a day. That's what we're doing today. We're doing the webinar. Actually, I did it yesterday. I'm just going to roll the pre-recording of it. Okay? That's coming up in a second. I'm live right now, by the way. That's why I'm going super fast. I'm looking at the time, and the automated webinar is almost an hour. I did it yesterday. I'm going to play it, and you're going to know I'm not live. I'll show you why in a second. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to create my course so that you guys see that if you ever thought of creating your own course, you may want to sell someone else's course. That's fine. But if you ever thought about selling your own course and creating your own course and just saying, the hell with it, I know enough, I'm going to do it. I'm going to create my own course. I'll take the leap of faith, and I'm going to act like a professional and act like perception is reality. I don't want to get all motivational, but if you're following me and you consume my content, humble brag, you know a lot of stuff. You can Alexa, stop. Why on earth would she interrupt? She is getting way too comfortable. I just put duct tape over her mouth. Inappropriate, but funny nevertheless. She's muted. Don't get me started. We're having domestic disputes lately. Okay. What the heck? Okay, I have webinars running right now. I was going to share some of my current ones, but I don't want to. I don't want to because a couple of reasons. I'll tell you what they are. I'll tell you what a couple of them are. I'd rather create one from scratch with you guys because I believe the ones I have right now they won't be of any service. They won't serve you. They won't be of any value to you. One of them, do you guys know my course Funnelless Funnels? Does anyone know that? You can put it in the chat. I've redone that course for corporate training. So I've done it, it's the same concept, but I've specifically done it for big pharma selling wellness products. I've done one to help big pharma, big corporations, companies with billions of dollars, help them do some marketing. So that course is a webinar I have, and that course sells for $5,000. So I thought, I don't know if it's going to really work if I share that. I have another one that's a mindset webinar that I do. I sell that for $2,000 on automation. I don't need to sell that many. We won't get into the traffic sources 13 minutes in. I have another one that's super high ticket. It's private. It's a coaching package. It's $10,000. So this time around, I decided to create another one, and I have a few others in betweeners. I got one that pops into Branding YOUniversity. I got one that's just for leads, all using automated webinars. 13 minutes. I think we're screwed. I don't know how I'm going to do this, but we gotta plow through it. We gotta plow through it. How am I going to do this? I'm really stumped. We're going to run out of time. So here we go. I'm going to build an automated webinar I'm going to build a webinar that sells a course on a new topic or a new concept I thought of because I think it's super powerful. The course I choose to build, and I'm going to build it pretty quick. It's going to be a $5,000 course that I will discount to $2,000. It's called Brand Resume. Okay? That's the name of the course. It's all about your brand resume opposed to job resume. So, I'm trying to go so fast. That's the topic I'm choosing to build my course. Now, the goal tonight is, I built this thing yesterday for the record. I built the webinar to the course that isn't built yet. You're going to understand as we go along. I can't really explain in advance because we will run out of time. The webinar itself should be 40 minutes. 50% of it should be the content and the value that you promised. And the other 50% should be you selling and closing, selling and closing, selling and closing. I filmed the part before I start selling and closing. So you're going to see all the value I give right before I do the close to the sale. So, and it's very easy to sell $2,000 courses if they're discounted from $5,000. If you add enough value to it, I use something that's called, it's a certain type of stacking. So what I do is I start at 5,000, I add so much value to it. I'll get to that in the close after I show you the value itself. But I start at 5 grand, I throw in a bonus, go to 4 grand, throw in another bonus, go 3 grand, throw in another bonus, go to 2 grand, throw in another bonus. So it's like it's a strategy, it's a psychological strategy. And I have many of those, as you'll see. It's gonna run on autopilot. I should sell a couple a day, a couple of $2,000 courses per day. But right now, today, the actual webinar itself, I feel like a machine. 16 minutes, I got so much in 16 minutes. I don't think I've ever been this fast before. It's a good thing, but we still have a lot. So at this point, we got to go through the hero's journey, because the hero's journey is everything. That is the part of the webinar that's the value. This is the hero's journey. Let me share my screen. I'll go through it super quick, the hero's journey. Then when I plug in my webinar that I did, when I plug in the actual webinar that I did yesterday, okay, you guys are going to model this for your webinar, okay? If you want to steal my idea, we'll talk about that at the end, okay? Because I thought up this idea, what can I do for a course to show my peeps that not only can this be done hypothetically, that you're going to see me do it, and you'll see me making serious bank. It's going to add this course probably an extra. Oh, it's just going to print out money. This is why I want to do it from scratch. So I did this yesterday. Let's look at that. Let me share my screen now so that I could show you the hero's journey. And this is how I'm going to model my webinars all the time now, because it works. I tested it out to sell webinar jams, and I was like, what? So check it out. Let's go. Let's just go. Let's move on forward. Throw in your questions as we go along. I'm going to grab them while I plug in the video. I'll chime in the chat. Okay, here we go. Okay, can you guys see my screen, please? The hero's journey, I will go through it super quick because you will see me model this journey in the webinar that I created yesterday, okay? So the webinar that I created yesterday is the first part, as I just mentioned. Okay, thank you. You can see my screen. The webinar that I just mentioned will be to sell, in one webinar, to sell a $5,000 course for $2,000. It's called Brand Resume. I'm going to plug that in, and you will notice this. I will start with a call to adventure. I will meet my mentor. I will cross the threshold into the unknown. I will fail. I will grow new skills. I will kill the old Mark and rebirth of the new Mark. I will have my revelation, my changes, my atonement, which is the resurrection of the new Mark. I will get a gift. I will return a changed and successful person. And here I am. This is the flow we use when we build a webinar, and it works like crazy. So I'm not gonna waste any time. I'm gonna plug it in right now, and let me show you what that, and then I'll come back out with the hero's journey again, this picture, and you'll see what examples I used throughout, and you'll see how this flow makes you want to say, okay, I want to buy what you're selling. I'm in. It's crazy. Okay? Who's ready to see it? I whipped it up yesterday, and I love it. I know it's going to sell a trillion copies. You ready? So I'm going to go here. Okay. So I'm going to start this video. And now you see this border around. It says Brand Resume Automated Sales Webinar. This video is pre-recorded to appear live. I'll play it from here, okay, guys? Which means that when you see this red border, I'm not live. Okay, I'm live right now. Hey, guys, I can see the chat. But when this is playing, you'll tell by the border, this is about an hour long. So this, please pay attention to how I use the hero's journey. I don't know if you got a screenshot there, but I'll come back out after this is done. I'll show you how I used it, and this is the recipe to create your webinar, okay? We got to move forward because it's an hour long, but I'm super proud of it. I know it's going to print money, okay? So let me play this guy, this Mark guy. As a matter of fact, I can go into the chat now. Stephanie, can you plug me in? I can go into the chat myself. Yeah, well, I want you guys to focus on this. Maybe we should shut down the chat for this part. Or okay, let me come into the chat while this is playing. But please pay attention to this. This is the real deal, guys. This is what I'm about to run in my automated webinar. Okay, let's play it. Here we go. Hey guys, how you doing? Can you hear me, please? Please let me know in the chat. I'd like to thank you for taking the time to listen to me on this live broadcast about your brand resume. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to let you guys come in. I'll take a breath. And I'm going to mic up. These live broadcasts always get my nerves a little bit. It may take me a little couple of sentences to feel at ease. So, where are you guys from? Let's start there, and I will. Now, this will go out to a lot of people who don't know who I am, and as far as credibility goes, I will guide you to my brand resume. How about that? What is a brand resume? Okay, first of all, guys, I need to keep this under between 45 minutes and an hour. What I will ask you to do, since this is in fact, come on in, perfect. Can you guys hear me and see me perfectly? I hesitated there because there's nothing perfect about this cat. It's always a little nerve-wracking at first on these live broadcasts, but thanks for tuning in, and I'm going to jump right in, okay? Those of you who know me, let's keep this short. I'll give you a resume summary, and you'll know why I'm doing this further on in this broadcast or this event or this live webinar. Today we're covering the brand resume. I'm going to ask you guys, if anything, if there was any training or webinar you've ever attended, this is the one where you'll need a couple of things. You'll need one of these, many of these probably. As you'll notice, I have 5 pages of notes. It's because I'm condensing the information, and this needs to be ramble-free. I will be myself. I can't help that, but these notes will keep me in line, in check to what needs to be delivered for you to basically rewrite your identity. Cool? Not cool? Do you like your identity? We're going to jump right into it, okay, guys? This is a brand resume versus a job resume. This is what this whole hour of power will be about. Now I'm getting a little more at ease. I'm grooving into it. So I think we're going to start with that. What is a brand resume? I'm talking personal brand resume. What is a brand resume and what can it do for you? Well, first of all, my name is Marc Lalonde. You can see what my resume looks like at thewealthytrainer.com, but we'll get to that at the end because I want to focus on your brand resume. First thing we're going to do is, let's talk about the differences. Maybe I'll start with what my brand resume has done for me. I sell stuff, okay? I sell stuff. People ask me, what do you do, Mark? What do you do? I want to, I just don't understand. You're talking about how to 7 steps that you used not to get bullied as a child, and meanwhile, people are watching your videos all the time and I can't stop seeing you. What is it that you do? I sell stuff. I sell either my products, I mostly sell products of other people and get my commission, or I quite often help, probably more, the thing I do the most now is I help people sell their stuff. And what I found was that my brand resume is what's doing it. I kind of connected the dots and it brought me back to my younger years when I was in computer consulting. I need to stick to the script, but what I will tell you right now is that by the end of this hour, with your notes, for free, you will be able to start building your brand resume in the correct way. And what it's bringing me is, and what it will bring you is, let's go right to the final result. And then we'll go into the differences of a traditional job resume. I'm looking at the clock. I just saw 444. Traditional job resume and a brand resume, what the differences are, they're huge. It's a completely different thing. So actually right now, who's got a resume for a job? Who's got, put that in the chat, please. I'd like to check that out. Who here currently has a job resume for when you, I don't know if you still apply for a job or if you fired your boss, but do you have a job resume? Please put it in the chat. Well, I'll chime in a second here. What has my brand resume brought me? I've numbered the pages. We've got 4 pages. And one thing about me is the page I'm always seem to be looking for is the page I can't find. So what has my brand resume brought me and what does it continue to bring me every single day? Speaking gigs. I don't know if you want to do these things in your business. We'll share what I get out of my brand resume and then you'll be able to relate or not, or adjust or not. Let's move on. Let's move along. Not move on, move along, because we're on this topic. It brings me speaking gigs. Speaking gigs would be monthly, 1 or 2 per month. Television appearances, not so much. I've done a few. I'll share some with you. Again, because of my resume. What's on my resume? People check out your resume. Your brand resume, we're going through the differences in a sec. It's brought me podcasts and radio guest appearance spots where I'm the featured guest. That's what I mean. I'm not doing the podcast. I'm invited to be the featured guest. Massively huge connections because of my resume. When I refer to resume throughout this little 1 hour or less training, I mean brand resume, not job resume. Let's just go through what it brings me all the time. Connections, daily. I saw your online resume, but what they say is, I was at your blog, but you'll understand what I mean by this ain't your mama's regular or your grandma's, your mama's? This ain't your mama's blog. Could be your mama's blog, but it ain't your regular blog. But this is what attracts people. They can dig in and it's built like a resume, as you will see. Connections from influencers. You may know a few people I regularly chat with. I'm going to humble brag because I'm not only connected with these people, all the ones I'm going to mention right here, I've had chats with, okay, through LinkedIn. It's a big deal. It's a huge deal. Number 1 being Dan Pena. What's up, Dan? If you see this, wow. Who isn't a fan of a billionaire? Multi-billionaire, I believe. He'll like me saying that. If you know who Dan Pena is, the $1 trillion man, it's a big deal. Tom Bilyeu, we've chatted. Bob Proctor, Russell Brunson, Dean Graziosi, Sam Ovens. That's a big one for me. To name a few. That's what my resume has brought me thus far. People asking me to buy my stuff or want to join me in what I'm doing, that would be a daily thing, multiple times per day. Okay, that's what my resume brings me. The more I build on my resume, because it's built the correct way, and I'm syndicating it the correct way, the more of those things I get. The most consistent one is people who want to buy my stuff. Okay, so if you need to sell more stuff, you're going to love my story. I need to share my story to what brought me to a brand resume, which makes me credible to teach you on how to build your brand resume that will bring you all of the stuff I just mentioned and more. I've only been in this business 5 years now, and you'll understand through my journey how I ended up at the Holy Grail. This is the Holy Grail. It all leads to, let me see your resume. What do they ask you when you go for a job? What do they ask you when they want to? I'm going to get into it deeper, but we got to move on because almost 10 minutes. That's outrageous. I've got notes. See this? Brand resume versus job resume. Who took a screenshot that fast? Nobody. And since we're live, you're probably saying, put that up again, please. Do you have your camera phone ready? I'll show it to you at the end. Fair enough? I'll show it to you, and we've got another 40 minutes, 30 minutes, and I'll share it with you at the end. Is that cool? Will that make you stay, or is that like a forceful tactic? Okay, see the real Marc's coming out. I got to chill out. If you don't know me, I can get distracted easily, and I can have a little too much fun on a very serious topic. This is what's happening. Snap back into it, Marc. Self-hypnosis. Okay, brand resume, job resume. Job resume is to get you a job. Brand resume is to bring you business. They're different. They're different. Job resume, it's for an employee, someone who wants to be an employee. These are generally speaking, but they're pretty darn accurate. I just kind of jotted them down. I didn't have enough room at the bottom of the page, so these are just a few differences. A job resume is for an employee. You want to get a job to be an employee? A brand resume is for entrepreneurs. A job resume is for a salary. It's for some kind of fixed salary. They're paying $100,000. It's for the salary. That's what your resume is for, to get that salary. A brand resume is for a fortune, which has no ceiling. There is no income attached. It's a fortune. Okay? So salary for the job resume. Brand resume is this is why it's so important, and nobody has it. You have a brand resume. You have a job resume. I'm sure everyone does, but you don't have a brand resume. That's for a fortune. Job resume, okay? You'll be asked to be a speaker for sure because you're told to. Get in front of the boardroom and explain module number 44.4 and how the polymorphism works in those objects. Okay? You're told to go speak in front of the staff. I did. I didn't want to. I was no passion. Okay, I'm not going to hate on the job world because I'm extremely grateful for my career in computers. I was a computer consultant for 18 years. Jeez, that's a long time. That's a long time. I've been retired for 7 years, by the way, because of my brand resume. So I said, you speak because you're told to. With a brand resume, you get asked to speak because you're asked to, not told to. Big difference. In my job, I was told to speak. In my brand resume, I was asked to speak. You get paid very handsomely. That's a side note. Job resume for a paycheck, a fixed paycheck, kind of goes along the salary. For a brand resume, it's for profits. No ceiling again. Paycheck, job resume, profits, brand resume. Actually, I'll show you guys. I'll let you take a screenshot as soon as I'm done. Job resume is for popularity and fame is not encouraged. Actually, it's discouraged. You want to keep your mouth shut, do the job you're told, and keep it. Keep your job. Nobody likes to show off. Nobody likes to show off in general, but I think you're understanding where I'm going with this. A job resume, don't show off. Popularity, fame, influence is not encouraged because you're taking someone else's job. Popularity, fame is darn encouraged in the brand resume. Maybe I'm using the wrong terminology, but you want to trample your competition if you're in it for the good, okay? Yeah, you want to crush your competition if you're the right person for the job. And you want more influence because your voice gets larger. People, it's not about being the show off, it's about getting attention and being heard and getting bigger and building your audience. It's encouraged. You want that. When I had a side note, my job, when I was going for jobs with my job resume, if I started spamming my job resume all across all the headhunters in the computer world, they would talk to each other and they'd be like, they wouldn't like it. It's too much. Getting a little too much attention and bragging and not bragging, but you know what I'm saying? It's popularity is not that well encouraged. It's not that much encouraged, but in the brand world, the more you're out there, the more your audience builds, the more you're omnipresent, the better. Let's go quick. This is going by really quick here. I just need you to see the importance of a brand resume. Maybe this ain't for any of you all. Maybe this ain't for you. Maybe this isn't for you. Let's go through it. Job resume. Maybe you love your job and you're working on your next job resume and you don't want a brand resume. Maybe you found yourself here and you'll hear me through for the next 20 minutes. Okay, I'm dropping it like it's hot in the second here. You'll understand through my journey, what I went through, whether this is something you need to create or something you don't. Generally speaking, if you're an entrepreneur and you sell something, you sell stuff, this is the best way to do it. Let's go. Job resume, keep yourself to yourself. Yeah. In a job, aside from water cooler, this is a big one. In a job resume, you don't talk about you liking to skateboard or you liking to play golf. You don't put that on a job resume. Well, depends. But in general, no, you keep yourself to yourself. You just put your skills and tactics and experiences, so on and so forth. On a brand resume, you want to be yourself 100. The kids are saying that today. 100% yourself. We're going to get into that big time. That's a huge difference between job resume, brand resume. Job resume, stay equal. This is a competition thing. I'm kind of revisiting. You're safer if you stay equal and shut your mouth in the job resume. Don't show off. Yeah, it's actually almost the same thing as popularity, fame. You want to, in their brand resume, you want to be better than everyone else. You want to be number one on the leaderboards. You want to generate 7 figures a year in income. You want to display that. Okay? I do. I definitely do. I think it's important. I think you can show, if you make a couple of million per year, which I do, I put it there. It's there. I think it's important. I got screenshots of checks. I got leaderboards from different companies where I go number one. I put them in there. It's encouraged to show your achievements more. Your peers, stay equal. Okay, I ran out of room. We got more. You guys get the idea? This is what this is about today. Building your brand resume. So what I'd like to do is I'd like to share with you my story. Time is flying. Look at that. 17-7-11. 7-11's my angel number. And I watch a bunch of people drop out. Yes, it's my angel number. Cheers. It's a sip of Rockstar. I need energy to go quick and give you guys the story. See if this is for you or not. And just as a side note, I couldn't help it. Just as a side note, without my brand resume right now is the most important thing, and it's actually the only thing that matters. All roads lead to my resume. Should I get into this now? No, I'm going to share my story, and it's within. So, my call to adventure, okay? I've been selling stuff for a little while now in order to escape my daily job. I was a computer consultant. I wanted to be an entrepreneur, and I wanted to start my own business. I failed miserably along the way, but I did find a product in the wellness world that I would sell. So I started selling it. It's pretty well that simple. I started selling the product, making commissions, selling more of the product. It was a weight loss program. So I'd sell it, not mine, someone else's. So it was pretty much like an affiliate deal. I loved it. I get stuff at wholesale price, I sell it. So I started selling it and selling it and selling it. And then I found that it was still kind of like a daily grind. So I saw people online that were influential, and they would talk about how business would come to them. And it was kind of like a unicorn. Okay? Is that possible? People come to you and ask to buy from you. So I'm going to start dropping names, okay? There was once a man, I got to share my story. This is how it went down. I was grinding. I was selling enough product to, okay, we got to get this straight here, because I was making about $200,000 a year in computers. $200,000 to $250,000 in computers, but I did not like my job. I did not like having a boss. So even though I was making less selling protein shakes, I enjoyed it more. And I was my own boss. I had my own hours. So I took a hit, but it was still a grind. But it was worth it. It was half my income. I was making 10 grand a month. So from 20 grand a month, well, yeah, pretty much, to 10 grand a month. It depended in consulting for a lot of factors, but it was about 200,000, went down to about 100,000. So I took a pay cut instantly because I just told you. This is my story, and I'm sticking to it. A lot of people know this that have read my brand resume, but I found someone online. Here we go. His name was Ray Higdon. I don't know if any of you heard of him. He teaches people to build teams, okay? So to build sales teams and lead to those sales teams. So I started following Ray Higdon on YouTube, and he was in a program called My MLSP. We'll just leave it at that. And I didn't know what that was, but Ray Higdon I know he was getting a lot of sales come to him because I bought stuff off of him. I'm one of those people. Like, I was watching him online. I'm like, what's he selling? I want to buy it. And I bought it. I went into something he was selling. So that's when it clicked. I'm like, if I'm buying off him, how many other people are? So what's he doing? I want to do what he's doing. So he mentioned something called MLSP. It's irrelevant. That didn't work out for me, but it opened up a new world to me. Now, what I did was I saw him say it in a video. It's not that it didn't work out for me. We're about to get very specific here. I heard him say it. Leaders follow leaders. Leaders follow leaders. They don't follow leaders. Success leaves clues, so on and so forth. So what I did is I looked up what that was, because all he said was, in one of his videos, he said, I take my education in MLSP, and then this, and then that, and then the other thing. And I'm like, what is that? So I would like rewind the YouTube video, and MSRP, like I put in MSRP, like in Google. What is that? So I found this platform online. We're going back 4 years. And I went into it. I didn't know what it was. I was all by myself, no sponsor. And they're talking about doing videos and putting out content. And I'm like, this ain't happening. I'm not doing videos. There's no way I'm doing videos. Providing value. And like, it was such a new world to me. And I just said, if they're doing it, I got to do it. So I did it. I started getting some success. But I did not like I wrote it down. I gotta be careful here. I didn't feel right about the transactional nature of it all. Even though I was a salesperson, I didn't join Ray Higdon because he sold me. He didn't sell me. I just watched him. I liked him. I thought he had a cool personality. and I bought off of him without ever even talking to him. That's what I was searching for. That was the holy grail. How does he celebritize himself to that point where people just come to him? And I knew it was happening. I could see it all the time. He was ranking up in everything he touched. So when I joined this platform, I was doing okay. I mean, I got #1 on all the leader. Humble brag. I worked very, very hard, and something didn't feel right. So it's almost like I was doing well, but then I kind of said, no, I'm gonna kind of pivot a little bit. I did. A lot of things. I felt like I was still kind of like not completely free. Not that I wasn't. I felt like I was still kind of working for someone a little bit. There were rules, regulations. I'm not saying be a rule breaker, but it's something. It was so transactional. It was almost like everything was for sale, and I was selling, but everything was for sale. So I started searching for other leaders, not within the platform, but they helped me, and I'll forever be grateful for them because they opened up this whole world. It's just I was pivoting. I was just pivoting as I was going in my journey, and then I found this guy online that completely changed my world, completely changed my complete outlook on everything. I call him my initial mentor. Can anyone guess who it is? If you guys follow me, his name is Gary Vaynerchuk. I bought his book, Crush It. Let me have another sip. This is getting interesting. We're 25 minutes in. I'm okay with this. It was called Crush It. I read the book, and it was over for me. It was over. I didn't know how to monetize that. I didn't understand the whole thing about Gary Vaynerchuk. When I first found him, I hadn't connected the dots. I think I liked him because he said, well, he swears a lot if you're going to look him up. I didn't like that about him. No, I didn't fall in that school. I didn't fall into school. Believe it or not, I was looking for serious business information here. But it's what he was teaching. Believe it or not. I wasn't going for the whole F this, the F-bombs. He is pretty funny, but it's what he was teaching. He was teaching to be yourself and not to be so tied into, boxed into a niche or boxed into, share pieces of you. If you like, I don't know, what is it, Labradoodles? If you like poodles, Labradoodles is out there? Golden Doodles. They're like poodle golden retrievers, I believe. Whatever it is. Or if you, it could be anything. If you like pepper on your strawberries, which is exquisite, by the way. A lot of people don't know that. But if you like putting pepper on your strawberries, you would share that. Like, what does that have to do with business? This is where he differed. This is where I went for the call to adventure of this online thing, but it didn't feel right. So I kind of got out of it a little bit and kept searching, found another mentor, Gary Vaynerchuk. And when he was saying, be yourself and provide for free, just give it all away, give everything you know, and it will come back to you. Trust the process. I was like, you gotta have faith for that. And I'm just gonna make sure. It was over deliver for free. That's his whole thing. Provide for free. Sales will come. Have faith. Your brand is you. You're not cornered into the box of a niche. You know, what's your message? That brings me to Gandhi's quote. What's your message, Gandhi? It's not, I help people get more sales so they could attain freedom in their lives. That's not his message. His message is his life. My life is my message, is Gandhi. So that felt perfect. Something inside of me, I'm gonna make sure I stay on track here. Okay, it's taking way too long, but it's okay. We're getting there. It all leads to your brand resume, but you need to understand my story, because as I'm talking here, I give everything away for free, and I made $4.2 $4.4 million last year. What did I sell? We're getting to it. Do I have, if you don't believe me, that's okay. I'm going to continue with my story because I'm looking to break. It's unbelievable. You're going to see how all the dots connect in a second here. So I said, leap of faith, baby. Crossing the threshold, they call it in the hero's journey. I said, let's do it. Let's start giving, learning, testing, getting a bunch of leads, finding out how to get leads on Twitter was one of my things, and giving it away, and start giving it away. And then the failures begun. So I had faith, I went for it, and let's talk about the trials and failures here really quickly. We're almost half an hour in. If you guys know me from online, many of you probably don't. Like 90% of you probably don't know who I am. My name is Marc Lalonde, thewealthytrainer.com. This is extremely efficient for me. I could ramble on. I've done 4-hour webinars. I know it's almost half an hour in. This is good time. We're doing well, just so you know, compared to old me. My failures. Why did I fail? Truth is, guys, I didn't fully commit. I was still, let's look. I was still very transactional. So I wasn't sharing enough of me that was non-business related. Sounds kind of like, why does that matter, right? Why would you want to share things that are non-business related? You're trying to sell stuff. That was the problem. All gurus kept saying, pick a niche and stay within. I let their opinions dictate my path. I did. Like when they say, they go, nobody cares about how you stopped bullies from bullying you when you were young. Who cares about that? How are you going to sell more wellness stuff by talking about that in a video? I let them deviate my commitment to the process. And then another one was, who cares if you love skateboarding? What does that have to anything to do with selling more wellness stuff? That's another reason why I was failing. I wasn't committing. And that kept me boxed in. So I was like my statements and my videos were very much like how to get more sales in one phone call with a series of questions that you will ask based on the responses. So they were good. I was sharing good information. My content was solid, but I was boxed in a niche. I wouldn't talk about why when I'm scared to do something and if I'm about to get out of my comfort zone, that's when my greatest, like getting on camera, for example, those are my greatest successes. But what am I going to do? Like, talking about how I bust out of my fears? I use triggers. I use gestures. I use sense. Like that's not, again, according to many people, it's still value, but then I didn't even go deep enough. I didn't go into why I like taking long walks on the beach, y'all. Okay, so I didn't fully commit. That's why I failed. So I still had to go get sales. Sales were not coming to me. Now, how did I get out of that rut? I went back to focusing on my mentor, Gary, and not listening to anyone else. Gary was my initial mentor. I wish I had his picture behind me, but you're going to see him in a second because I'm going to share something with you, a super quick clip. I stopped thinking transactionally, and I started to, this was the rebirth of me. I started documenting my journey. So if it's date night, it's date night. If I'm making, if I want to lose an extra 10 pounds this month, well then I'm cutting out my carbs. I'll share that. I'll share that journey. And if I'm going to make a sales call or going to a business meeting, here's how I prepare. I would document that. So I started documenting everything. If I want to start a new business, I'll share that. So I'm still selling indirectly, but not really, because that's my life. I don't know if do you guys understand the difference? I'm sharing my journey. Now, here's what I'd like to do. I've been harping on this for a long time, those of you who follow me, when they say, well, a long time. I've been harping about this for about 3 months because my boy Gary, but I never really committed to it until recently. My business is off the chain because of this transformation, okay? What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna plug a video that just aired last week on the Gary, the Weekly V Show. Is just a little clip. Because every time I tell people that, they're like, what should I talk about? I'm like, talk about what you do. Do you like dogs? Do you like cats? Do you like Rubik's Cubes? Throw that in there. They're like, what? So, don't take it from my mouth. Take it from the horse's mouth. Let me plug this short video in right now. It's 30 seconds. This just aired last week. And when Gary said it aired, yeah, last week. When it aired on the Weekly V Show, I was like, this is it. I'm screenshotting this and I'm going to share it on my next webinar. So here it is. Check it out. I'll be right back.
So like I started a YouTube channel, and like one of the questions I wanted to ask you was like I'm having trouble like finding a niche because like I like do so much shit. Like obviously I played football.
I don't think you need to find a niche. I think your niche is that you are that human being.
Yeah.
Football, After Effects, small town kid.
Yeah.
I'm sure 17 other things you haven't told me yet.
Yeah.
Your niche is you, the human.
Yeah.
And everyone's like, oh, I need a niche, which actually means I need to stay narrow in something and just talk about football.
Yeah.
That's the reverse. You need to be as broad as possible, but fully you, which becomes your niche. That's me.
Yeah.
I talk about, the Jets. I talk about sports cards. Yeah. I talk about wine. Yeah. I talk about business, right?
Yeah.
Like I'm not a niche. I'm broad as My niche is that I'm Gary.
Yeah.
That's your niche.
And
that's right, because I'm so pumped Brandon came to film because that's like one of the better ways I've articulated. It's crazy, bro. Good news, you're about to be in a video that a lot of people are gonna watch. That just helped a lot of people.
Yeah.
Similar to when I said document, don't create.
Yeah.
Your niche is you, the human. Everyone's holding back their full self. And then they're like, okay, I'm only showing people 3 parts of me and I gotta pick one. So they go this narrow instead of being them. And that actually is the macro niche.
Yeah. I see what you're saying, because like everyone on YouTube like watching how to grow and shit, it's all about like you have to pick a niche, like be SEO, like it's how you do stuff, but in reality
that's
like,
transactional. Yeah. That's how you get subscribers and views, but long term, don't build actually something meaningful.
Yeah, 100%.
Right? You understand?
100%.
Dude,
yeah.
like.
Okay, am I back? What'd you think? I bleeped out the swear words. There were quite a few. Now, let me ask you this. I'm looking at the chat. Did that video and the time we spent here together so far, did this give you a little bit of a paradigm shift of how you want to create content and put out there? Did it? For me, it did. It was my rebirth. It was literally my rebirth. Now, I want to get this right because I don't want to miss anything. When I say rebirth, or resurrection of Marc Lalonde, I murdered the transactional mindset Marc. I killed him. I go, I'm not going to be an upfront sales guy no more. I don't know if some of my mentors would appreciate this statement, but I killed sales. Excuse me. Too much of this. You know it's live when. I would have cut that out for sure. So guys, let's see. Okay, good. I'm going to ask you, is it kind of refreshing? Is it kind of refreshing the fact that you get to share yourself and your journey more than being so boxed into your content? Now, I know I'm going to get off track because I'm very passionate about this rebirth. I killed the transactional mindset Marc, which means I killed the sales process, the upfront sales process. Buy my stuff because it's the best. I killed that. I did well, but I was going to get the sales. They weren't coming to me. I killed it. What did I rebirth? I gave birth to value providing, non-agenda driven Marc, who shares pieces of himself along the way. For free. Value Marc for free. That was my rebirth. So when I say shares his journey, those are I call them my adventures and my travels. I document my failures. I have a fan base who follows me, and they see me when I slip. I mean, including alcohol. I don't drink. I used to drink. I used to take drugs. I don't take drugs. There was one moment in time where I slipped. I shared it. Is it risque? Not to me. It was literally like taking a... Did I sell more stuff? Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Do I share more? Do I sell more stuff when I talk about my love for cats? Hell yeah. Connections are created at scale now. So that was my rebirth. Kind of like an awakening, okay? Revelation. I finally changed. Atonement, they may call it, in the hero's journey, which is a resurrection, a rebirth. Now, here was the problem. I'm about to receive a big gift. And this is going to be the coolest part of this entire webinar for me. Are you guys already going to, like with what you have seen so far, have you gotten value, and will this change your way of creating content? Does it make sense to you? Because I don't need to ask you if you think I'm right. I'm going to use one of Gary's lines. I know I'm right. I know I'm right. Because I wake up with an inbox every single morning of people asking me about what kind of cat I'm getting, or that they're proud of me because I quit alcohol, or because how my mom's doing in her treatments right now. All the things that I talk about that are non-business related have changed my entire business and the way I do business and the way I provide content. Now, here was the problem. This is where we're going to a brand resume, a central location for all your stuff. Social media is scattered. I put content out there. This is going to get really fun for me. I'm going to show off a little bit. Social media is a little bit everywhere. You don't own the social media. What if somebody wants to watch more of you? What do? They scroll down your Instagram, or they go down and look at your Facebook timeline. Come on, really now? Your Twitter timeline? What if you had a kick-ass piece of content that has to do with making more sales? 3 questions you need to ask your prospect in order to close them instantly. But you did it a year ago, and it still works well today. And if someone sees that, they're in. They're like, I want to work with you. I don't care what you sell. I don't care what you do. I saw that video. I'm in. I want to work with you, is what they're going to say. Or I want to buy from you. If you think that's not true, it's very true. Now, here was the problem. And here's where I received a gift. This is going to be a humble brag. My mentor, Gary Vaynerchuk, was leaning towards the idea of a brand resume. And he was leaning towards this just a month ago. He had that revelation. He said, what if I have a spot where I put all my videos and it could be searchable and people could look up like all my content library? He even said that. And I'm like, holy schnutz. Can't swear on these things. I said, I talked about this 2 years ago when I did it. I started a brand resume 2 years ago. Now, I'm not saying, I don't know, maybe Gary Vee saw my video and copied me. I'm not quite sure. I'm joking. I don't know. No, he didn't. But great minds think alike. That's another joke. I'm excited now because what I'm about to share with you is going to change your entire business. It's your brand resume. A place online, a blog, where all your content is housed, where it's all there, it's accessible, and everything you've ever created is your resume. What does your resume contain? Well, your resume will contain things like about you. Doesn't your job resume contain that? Yeah, about me. Should have an about you. It should have your experiences. Does a job resume have that? Of course. Of course. But instead of having your job experiences here, your content is your experiences because you're documenting your journey. Do you see the coalition? And that's probably the wrong word. Do you see the similarities? Your accolades, your wins, your awards, you would put that on your resume, your job resume. Why don't you have a brand resume sharing that in the business world? Think about it here. Think about it. Your references, you have references in the job resume. In a brand resume, we call them testimonials. Okay? Do you have who here has a brand resume? Just like a job resume online. It's going to be the mandatory thing. Nobody's doing it. Not the way I'm about to show you. No way. If you had a brand resume, like a job resume that was perfectly built, the way I'm going to show you, you are going to get sales come to you all the time, without fail. Someone wants to know something about you, instead of saying, oh, you go, here's my resume. Go check it out. And when they could, within 2 clicks, access any of your content that you've ever done, including your accolades, your experiences, your testimonials, all in one spot, it's over. They're going to fall into the Marc Lalonde rabbit hole, which is me. They're going to go, oh, then there's this, then there's that. Everything's 2 clicks away. This brings me back to my consulting days. When I consulted in computers, I could not fill all the job offers I got. And this is where something clicked. This is where Gary V talked about this a month ago. 1 month ago. I'm going to prove it to you. It's like he invented it. It was unbelievable. I'm like, dude, I did that. I publicly came out with this in a video, and I called it the clog. I called it the clog in a video, and I implemented it. Nobody else was doing it like at this level. I called it a clog because it's a content log. Where, anyways, it's a brand resume is what it is. So when I was in the consulting world, I had a 28-page resume. I did. And I had my picture on it. Things they tell you not to do that. But with every experience I had, every new job, I worked 32 jobs in computers. I was a consultant. Every job brought value to the resume. So I would add it. I had a 28-page resume, and I had a 1-page resume summary that had cross-reference it. I did this. I was a database analyst at this company. Go on page 18 of the full resume for details. So when I would apply for jobs, I had it was a 2-page because it was 28 pages in the full one. So they could look at this resume summary, and if they wanted more on that, they would go and check out the guts of it. Okay? People used to laugh at me all the time. But while they were laughing at me, they were looking for work. And while they were laughing at me, I had job offers coming in left and right. Okay? So as I got more jobs, I remember at one point it was at like a dozen pages, and I was getting more jobs than anybody. Then I got another job. It went up to like 16 pages, 18 pages, 20. And the more content I had on my full resume, it was unbelievable. It was like job offers were coming in so much that I said, look, I can't even work for you for $500 a day because I'm so much in demand. Look, they want to hire me. You'll have to pay me $600 a day just because of supply and demand. They're like, done. If you say yes right now. So I'm like, okay, that relates here. A brand resume, the fuller it is, the more they can look at your stuff. Are you with me? Okay? Are you with me? You guys agree so far? I hope you do. I hope some of you make this jump and create your brand resume. Now, what I want to do is I want to show off a little bit. May I? I want to share, and this will be great for documentation. I want to share when I had this idea of a clog. I'm not saying I invented the idea. I'm just saying at this point, I was reborn. I was resurrected. I was providing pieces of me. Just like you saw in the Gary V video. My brand was evolving. I was reborn as a value for free, and let's share about me. I wrote that down somewhere. Where is it? I wrote it down. I wrote it down. I want to say, what is that? Give for. I want to say it because it was good. It's right here. It's right here. It's right here. I kept branding myself. I don't want to miss anything. So, actually, you know what I'm going to do? Yeah. You know, I did a full search. No, I got to share the content log. Would you guys like to see what I still call it a clog. What I'd like to do right now, I'd like to plug in to show off the clip of me when I announced this to the world on an Ask Lalonde show. Yes, I modeled my Ask Lalonde, my last name, Ask Lalonde show, modeled after the Ask Gary V show. I model a lot of Gary V's stuff. Obviously, he's my main man. He's my main mentor. So when I made that decision of a content log, I just started doing it. And it's evolved since. You're going to see the newest version. And when Gary Vaynerchuk mentioned it last month, I couldn't find that clip. If any of you find that clip, let me know, please. I'd love to, on the next webinar I do, my next brand resume training I do, I'd like to include it. But what I did find was just last week, someone asked him about it. What about the Gary V search engine? That's what he calls it. I'm going to show you what it looks like. It's exactly what I'm doing. So my mind is blown. I'm like, oh my God, like this is amazing. I've been doing the thing that he just started doing, but I've been doing it for a long time. I'm on the right track. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to share the clip of him first. Yeah, him talking about it, how excited he is about it. Find everything in one spot about me. And then I'm going to share the clip of me saying it from 2 years ago. I'm doing what Gary V does to himself, but I'm doing it about Gary V. It's fun. It's fun because I was right. I was very right. My results prove I was right, but what validates my decision to go this way, brand resume, is that Gary V is doing it. So I'm going to even compare. Mine's been up forever. I've remodeled it over the years, the 2 years, but we'll look at mine and we'll look at the one he just released. I was on the right track. It's like God gave it to me, that idea, but it was based on my consulting education. Are you with me? So I'm going to share those clips. Then I'm going to share what they both look like. And then after that, you should be changing. You should be working on your brand resume. I hope I've given you enough juice to really think about how to do that. And I will help you if you want, okay? At the end, after I show those videos, show you what it looks like. I'm going to show you also my when I got everything that's resulted in, top of leaderboards, all that stuff. I'm going to share with you some of my results. I can even show you some income that comes from that, from my brand resume. I'll show you me on my TV spot. I'll show you a couple of images of uncomfortable situations at first when you're not used to speaking and people want to pay you to speak. You just do it. Get out of your comfort zone. I'm going to share some stuff with you. But first and foremost, I want to share you Gary V saying it just last week, but he said it a month before. That was when he discovered that idea or thought of it. And I'm going to show you mine from 2 years ago, and then we're going to keep on going. Okay, let me know when you see my screen, please, in the chat. Please. Okay, can you guys see and hear my screen, please? Can you hear me and see my screen, please? That'd be awesome if you let me know in the chat, because I'm on a different mic for screen sharing. This is not an injected clip. I'm playing this right from YouTube. So the sound should pick up. Here we go. To summarize, this just happened last week, and Gary V was asked about his new brand resume. His brand resume concept. No, he was asked about his search engine, which, as you will see, is exactly what we are about to implement and what I've implemented, as you will see. So let me play this little clip.
How's your Gary V search engine going? What was the idea behind that or the plan?
The idea of that was we built it for ourselves. So we were using it for ourselves. Now we've made it front facing. We've given it a little push. We're going to give it a bigger push. We're making it better and better. At some point, I'm going to really push it. It's great. You're sitting here, you're gonna fly back to Australia and be like, fuck, I wanted to ask him about this. You can literally type that in and fucking find it if I've said it. It's fucking gnarly. Plus we're systematically structuring the data for voice. Hey Alexa, I want to speak to Gary. Gary, how would I manage a manager who's poison? And then I'm gonna start talking. I have to be careful to not show how strategic it all is. You know, because my team, it's been written, is what I will tell you.
It's been written by Marc Lalonde. This is where we discovered this idea. I'm being facetious. Okay, so that's what Gary revealed the other week. We're going to go look at his search engine, and you will see that it is our brand resume. So now what I want to do is I'm going to go to my video from 2 years ago, just to show you how much we are on the right track. Let's go. Okay, so I'll just open it. I have it in another tab here. The reason I don't like doing the screen share, I rather inject videos, is because, as you noticed, I'm kind of immune to it, but I wasn't able to clip Gary's language there, okay? I apologize, guys, for all of you watching. I'm so immune to it. I'm like, I don't think he swears in that clip. And yeah, he swore like 3 or 4 times. He dropped the F-bomb. And since we're live, I'll know for next time, never, note to self, never inject a Gary Vaynerchuk video in your live broadcasts without checking them first, or never screen share him. Just for that reason. I'm sorry, guys. I'm going to take full responsibility. So here we go. We are going back to April 2018, episode 24 of the Ask a Lalonde show. Here we go. We're going to talk one day about what a clog is. The clog is the answer. I don't think anybody's using that. Have you guys heard of a clog? Not a blog, not a vlog, but a clog? I don't know if it exists. I made it up this morning. Do you guys know what, does that exist? I don't think it does. Clog, C-L-O-G. Doesn't exist? Because I'm coining the term. If it doesn't exist, I'm coining clog. Right now, you heard it here today, right now. You guys want to know what a clog is? C-L-O-G. Hey, this will be fun. I get to reveal what's going on in this thing. Am I allowed to do a bold statement? This is going to be a real bold statement. Real bold statement. I want to redefine the way blogs and vlogs are built and displayed. I want to redefine it. Let me explain. Who knows what vlog stands for? The V in, who knows, who can tell me what vlog stands for? Some people don't know. You got it, Michael Drake. Video log. Who knows what blog stands for? Who knows what the B is? Okay, the B, a lot of people don't know this. It's derived from weblog. Then people kept saying back in the Netscape Navigator days, those of you who remember dial-up, it was weblog. And then it just became weblog, blog. So the B doesn't stand for anything. It just comes from weblog. So a blog is generally a weblog, like written word, written text. A vlog is video stuff, like Gary V, for example. Who knows Gary Vaynerchuk? You will rarely see him write a whole page of text. There's just a little bit of text, then it's all video, all videos. And then some people like Michaela Alexis, that'll be text with an image. So some people blog, some people vlog. Okay. Who's ready for clog? Who's ready for what clog is? Clog is a content log. Now let me explain. When you go to a blog or a vlog, you're faced with not everything is easily accessible in 2 clicks. 2 clicks is the magic number. So everything you've ever done in your career, is it accessible in 2 clicks from anywhere on your clog, content log? It's a library. It's not a blog, it's a library. It's your library. All the books are laid out. I want to read about the 5-second rule. There it is. I could see it up there. I'm going to go grab that book. I'm on the Wealthy Trainer blog. On my blog, we'll call it a blog for now because we haven't really put clog out there. But on my blog, the whole goal is if you want to see my podcast, or if you want to see my interviews or my testimonials, or you want to see my webinars, my paid ones and my free ones, or you want to see my content on health, or you want to see my content on wealth, or you want to see my life lessons learned, you are always 2 clicks away from any of that anywhere you are. So the library is always there. I believe that's going to be the future. It's your online resume. It's your online resume. So when somebody says, what do you do, Mark? thewealthytrainer.com. Knock yourself out. Yeah, but I want to know, like, what do you do? Just go there. Just go there. It'll be so solid. Work with Mark. Ask Mark a question. Mark's bookmark. Mark's question period. And life hacks. Like, it's just, you'll look at the way it's built. Just go to thewealthytrainer.com. It's not full yet. My content has to be populated. And I'm doing a breadcrumbs to make it all. Everything needs to be 2 clicks away. So you'll be able to get to anything I put out there in 2 clicks. Okay. Make sense? We're going to demo that. We're going to do a webinar on that. That's a little more advanced, but not really. Because here's the thing. Your blog is we'll go blog. Your blog is a reflection of you. Your blog is you in digital format. So every time you do a video or a piece of content with intention, so I talk about bullying in one of my pieces of content. Bullying. That'll go in the category, I call it random life hacks. So I have a category like that. So whenever I have something on my mind, bullying has not, I was bullied. Didn't last very long though. I turned that one around quick. But the lessons I've learned in my experience to being bullied, what is valuable to many people, especially in today's day and age. So I make a piece of content like that and I put it in my library. And the fact that I'm putting it in my library opposed to just doing a live on it and it dwindles away and I syndicate it and that's it, that's all, is day and night. And I'll tell you why. Somebody goes to your blog and they go to check out one post and then they go, oh my God, what else is here? And they start going into that rabbit hole of yours. They get hooked. They're like, what else? It's a library. It's your own physical, digital library. And people will keep coming back, not only for what's going to come out tomorrow, they'll do that, but they're going to get to see every little piece of you just by you sharing one post. Branding University is one of my companies. The Wealthy Trainer is my brand. If I didn't successfully brand myself, how could I teach branding? Okay. So I can't believe I was following Gary Vee for a long time, obviously. I'm rewatching this with you guys. So as you can see, it's clear that I was copied by Gary Vaynerchuk. I'm joking. But this was the birth or the seed. I call it a clog in this video, but that is the brand resume. Couple of things to note here is, wow, look at that video quality, right? We always evolve. It's funny watching back at this. And what's really cool is that I do have multiple companies and they're all doing well because of my brand resume, guys. I'm going to show them to you now. I'm going to show you Gary Vee's search engine that he just released. And I'm going to show you my brand resume. Now, this is you, by the way. Your brand resume is you in digital format. Your brand resume is your top of funnel to anything you do. Gary Vee even says that. Here we go. Gary Vee even says that. He goes, the reason VaynerMedia is so booming is because of him. You are the entry point to anything you do. Okay, so now what I want to do is, I just want to say, I want to demonstrate visually why I believe a brand resume is more powerful than a personal search engine. Okay? I'll tell you right now, because it's a personal search engine and more. Okay, here we go. I'm going to show you a couple of things. I'm going to show you what Gary Vee's blog looks like and Gary Vee's search engine looks like. And I'm going to show you what my brand resume looks like. Basically, it's not basically, it's everything in one. So let me go there now. Okay, there we go. We got the big window now. So I got the whole window. Can you guys see Gary's blog? Now, I love Gary Vaynerchuk. I owe everything to Gary Vaynerchuk. I always like to take what I learn, take pages from different books, apply them to what I'm doing, test the crap out of them based on what I learn. Once I test them, get results, analyze my results and my metrics, and try to tweak and come up with a better solution, like any entrepreneur does. So I started by saying that I owe everything to Gary Vaynerchuk, pretty much. A lot of it. I tore a big page from his books, okay? And I mean that like figuratively, okay? And I did tear some pages out of his other books too. They're on my corkboard right here. But here we go. This is Gary's blog. This is Gary's search engine that just came out. This is the Wealthy Trainer blog. So we're going to go through a couple of things and a couple of observations. I want you to look at this as a brand resume, because this is what this is all about. It's about your resume. A couple of things to notice too are, let's assume people don't know you yet, okay? With Gary, if someone comes here and they don't know who he is, okay, they have to dig a little bit. It's amazing. It's very crisp. It's very clear. But if you want to dig into his content, and you'd go to blog, right? And you start searching, and again, it'd be the same kind of dilemma, or not dilemma, but the same challenge of, what if you wanted to find something on a specific topic, or you wanted to see everything in one place instead of going through scrolls down here? You could search, so you'd go up here, click on the search bar, and let's say I want money. Perfect. Now I'm going to get his blog post with money, but once again, the same challenge. Not everything is in your face. So when he announced that he would have a search engine, I'm going to it right now. This is what I envisioned in the clog, or the brand resume. This is what I'm talking about. This is absolutely, and this was the vision. This is the vision of a brand resume. Now, if you don't know who Gary Vee is, that's an issue. Why do you want to search all his stuff? I'm not saying you don't want to. It's crazy powerful, but let's test it out. Let's look up money here. This is what I'm talking about. It's all there. Now, I'm just going to show you a couple of things with our brand resume. These are two places. I believe they should be in one place. I believe a brand resume is your identity. I don't know if you guys agree with that, but I know I'm right on this. Everything should be in one place. Your about, your testimonials, your books, your interviews, whatever else you have going on. I also, and again, I love Gary Vaynerchuk. I'm just showing you guys that when you're playing at this high of a level, you want to have your highlights, if you will, highlighted on your front page. And that's what we've done with the brand resume. Now, if you look at the top bar here, you can get access to any piece of content you want. Now, let me show you what I mean by that. If I was to go to life hacks, wealth hacks, since we're talking about money, I were to click that, what you get is instant access to every piece of content I've ever done on one page. If you wanted to go up in the menu and gander, I want to see interviews. Let's go to interviews. You have every single interviewed or TV show or anything I've done in terms of me being interviewed on one page. Does it look familiar? Let's go back to Gary's search engine. Does it look familiar? You see what I'm saying? When he released this and I looked at it literally last week, I was like, this is it. This is it. Now the main differences are on our resume, all the categories are so clear on every page. Testimonials, there we go. What people are saying about Marc Lalonde, the wealthy trainer. You want to go to shows? Let's go to the Ask Lalonde show. 1 click, 2 clicks, okay? It's that simple. You can either play, the way you can play the videos is pretty simple. You just basically click on the video itself, and there it is. Now, what I really, really love about this, I'm not comparing, but I am comparing, because look at this beautiful description that's picking up in SEO on the side. This is incredible. On every video, people could go watch it in full view and read about me. My name is Marc Lalonde. The whole story's here. My mentors are Gary Vaynerchuk. So, I mean, if you look at Gary's search engine and you look at our brand resume, it's essentially kind of the same thing, but all in one place. Now, I like the level of detail. I think it's important to have a level of detail. I'll go to interviews. And again, the categories go deep. I think I'm up to 400 pieces of content thus far. But if you were to look at the detail on the initial page, so before clicking on a video, there's so much detail. Your brand resume, right? It's in your face. The less digging they have to do to find what they want to find about you, the better. I said 2 clicks away, my dream has come true. If you go here, there's not much here. There's a lot of wasted white space. I know he's working on it. Gary, feel free to copy my stuff. Okay, guys, that was a stupid joke. I couldn't help it. I'm having fun here. But Gary's doing okay. He's on the right track. Again, I'm going to stop. The day we meet, he's going to tear me apart if he ever sees this. So there it is, guys. This is the brand resume. This is how I get everything. This is how business is attracted to me. Once I send people here, they come here. And I'm going to ask you guys, how do you feel about all this? Do you feel it's important to have a brand resume? I also want to show something here. There is also a blog on this brand resume, but I wanted to have it in vlog format at the top so that people can have super easy access to any of the shows I've done, any of the, like if you look, you could pick any show in 1 click. Again, this is sharing a lot about me. I'm not even selling a weight loss product now, but I share my weight loss journey because I lost 52 pounds of body fat in 2 months and I documented that. And also, just like a resume, I have an about right here. And this has my entire story from beginning to end. And as you can tell, I keep updating this story and populating it. It's got my story, it's got the entire story, and it's got images throughout. And then, of course, you've got the people I've met, the people I've learned from, the people I've done collaborations with, You've also got, here's my TV appearance. So as I get new experiences, or as I move along my journey, I just continuously update my, that's right, my resume. So if you were to meet me online, or if you were to stumble upon me and you saw a piece of content of me online and you clicked and ended up right here on my resume, would you be more likely to contact me and work with me, or open up some kind of communication with me? Or let's get to it, would you be more inclined to buy my stuff or join me in my journey after digging through my resume? Would you be more inclined to do that? Would you be more inclined to contact me if you're a news channel after you've read my story, after you've consumed some of my content, after you've gone on to, let's say, they want to learn. I do a lot of corporate work. I got a lot of corporations that want me to train them on online marketing and personal branding. And they're saying, we're contacting you because we went to your webinar section and we started scrolling down and we started scrolling down and we kept scrolling down. And some of these trainings blew our mind. Like if you look at the Amazon device training, that's an award-winning one. But I'm just saying, all I do is I keep populating my resume, populating my resume, populating my resume, and populating my resume. And the next thing you know, just like my 28-page technical job resume in the real world, where jobs were coming in left and right, well, guess what? I'm populating this just like I did that resume, and the same results are taking place. Is this making sense to you guys? If you did not know me, like 99% of people do not, well, more than 99%, I don't mean in the world, I mean people just don't know me when they first stumble upon me. If you were to land on this, The Wealthy Trainer, it's pretty obvious what I do. If you look at this scrolling menu that automatically slides through, it tells you what I am, what I do. It shows you what I look like. It shows you all my content. It shows you everything a resume should, which would be my about you, my experiences, my accolades, my wins, my awards, my references, of course, in forms of testimonials. And not only does this attract sales to me for people wanting to buy my stuff or join my teams or whatever I'm doing, it gets me speaking gigs, it gets me television appearances, podcast, radio guest appearances by 8-figure earners, by the way, who are interviewing me. It attracts massive connections to me. And there you have it. I think I made my point. My question now is, do you have a brand resume or do you only have a job resume? My next question is, are you an entrepreneur who is trying to sell more stuff? And my third question is, if you do not have a brand resume, will you make one? Will you build one? Will you begin the process of putting one together by building content, by making content and populating your brand resume? I really, really hope so. Now you have enough today to go do this. If you have the paradigm shift I hope I've given you, you can go out there and you can start doing this. And I really, really hope you do. Now, as I put mine together, as I built this thing, you know, because I just proved it to you, I just showed you. I've gone through tons of pitfalls. I've been working on this thing for years. Since the inception of it came into my mind, which is 2 years ago, with the clog, I've been struggling with pitfalls. I've had ups, I've had downs, I've had all arounds. Now I'm finally here. I have a brand resume that's delivering on its promise. So what I'm asking you is, do you want me to help you set yours up? Do you want me to help you build your brand resume, get the shell in place, go through all the basics of creating your content and populating your brand resume as you gain your experiences? If the answer is no, you can do it yourself, I am super pumped up for you because I really truly do believe I've given you enough to start digging, to start testing, and to start actually producing and creating. I really believe you have enough. You just have to put in some elbow grease, start using Google and YouTube to get the technicalities figured out along the way, and don't quit. Get it together, because once this brand resume is in place, all you need to do is focus on providing content to your brand resume, and I promise you, the rest will take care of itself. I have people that stumble upon this brand resume and they will tell friends and tell coworkers and tell peers. Okay, so here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to help some of you. I'm super excited. I put something together to not only facilitate the process of having you create your own brand resume, but it's pretty well taking you by the hand the whole way through. So let me share this screen. Okay, are we back? Hello? Can you see me, guys? We're good, please? Okay, I'm out of the chat. Stephanie's back in the chat. I will come back out in the chat when this video cuts off in 15 minutes. I got to start the timer because we will cut off. So I'm going to summarize the hero's journey. Did you guys enjoy that? Now, the second part of that webinar is when I will close. But first, let's summarize really quick the hero's journey. I won't share the screen. The call to adventure. I wanted to attract business to me, okay? Did you see how I painted that in my story in the webinar, right? I refused the call. That's a little subsection in the hero's journey I didn't put there, but normally the hero refuses the initial call. That's my experience with MLSP. I didn't like the direction. I wanted to give for free and reap the benefits, just like I explained in my story. Then I met a mentor, Gary V. I had a good inkling, a good feeling about it. I ran with that. Then crossing the threshold, I took the leap of faith into the unknown, which is give free value and cross my fingers, y'all. Then my trials and failures, I still didn't fully commit. That was my mistake. Then after that, growing new skills. That's when I went back to focusing on my mentor and going all in and documenting my journey for my brand. Then my death and rebirth. I killed the old sales transactional mindset Mark. He's gone. I killed him. I murdered him. Then I gave birth to the value providing, non-agenda driven Mark, who shares his journey and adventures and travels and shares pieces of himself along the way. That's the rebirth. The resurrection, there it is, documenting my journey. And we do the full circle too. Don't let me lose my page now. We're crushing, time is tight. Then I get my gift, which is the brand resume. And this is all so accurate. That's why I know this course is going to fly off the digital shelves, y'all. Brand resume. There we go. That was my gift. And then I returned a changed man. I keep populating my brand resume, so on and so forth. Would you like me to help you do the same thing? And that's when I jump into, which will be the second half of the webinar. Is that clear? Is that cool? You guys know how to do this. I just did it. I explained the hero's journey. You have the software. You need to make a video now that documents your hero's journey moving towards the product you want to sell. Okay? You substitute the hero's journey with the story of yours that goes to the end product that you want to sell. Cool? I'm happy with this. 3 minutes for that. We got 12 minutes to go. I got to roll. So here's what I'm doing. When I close on this, the second part of that, which you will all see because it's going to be, I'm going to share the final automated webinar with you. So okay, don't lose those pages, Mark. I can't have you lose those pages now. Not right now. We're on a clock. Okay, so as I find my page, of course, this will happen. I got it right here. I got it right here. I got it right here. I'm moving. I'm moving for Marc Lalonde. This is moving. I will take a breath. Okay, I'm super excited now because I get to create this course from scratch. What is this course? It's just 4 modules, guys. Do I know what they are? I have an idea what they are, but here's the beautiful thing about this. And when I close, if you're asking yourself, how's he going to sell that for 5 grand? I'm selling it for 2 grand. And don't you worry about that. The way I close, like I mentioned earlier, 5 grand, I give a bonus, add more value, I discount, I give a bonus, add more value, discount, I give a bonus, add more value, discount. There's a really good way of doing it, as you will see. So now I need to create the course itself. And this is what I've learned in the past couple of years. And now I know how well it works. We got 10 minutes left. I need to create this course. And I want to do it with a live audience. Just like I did Firestarter Mentorship Program, just like I did Immortal Content, and just like I'm doing with Octo Content Model on Thursdays. That will end up being a course that I will sell and throw into an automated webinar. Okay, so what I'm looking for today is I want 12 of you, only 12 people who would like to be part of the live audience as I do this. If you want to join me in the 12 people, we're limiting it at 12, and I'm grabbing them tonight, right now. As you come in, as I choose you right now, you'll be announced. I'm going to jump in the chat. When this cuts off, I'm jumping in the chat and I'm saying, Sally is 1 of 12. Judy is 2 of 12. Then you're knowing if you're in or not tonight. Why is it beneficial for you to come in? I'm looking at the time. First of all, if you're going to do this for your own course, when you create your course, it doesn't matter if you have 1 person watching or 100. There's an energy when you're teaching. If there are people with you watching and you're doing the modules live, then you package them, opposed to just pushing record. I learned this from Jordan Belfort. When I bought his course, that's the Wolf of Wall Street, the real guy. When I bought his course, I was like, I got a good deal. I got it for 2 grand. Like, sometimes he drops the price. Best 2 grand I ever spent in my life, for the record. That's the real Wolf of Wall Street, Jordan Belfort, for sales. And he was teaching from the stage, and I'm like, why is he doing that? Why doesn't he go in a studio? And he said, I learned this from him. He goes, there's an energy when you're teaching and there's people actually listening. You get more value, it's more content rich. And as the modules go on, you get to adjust your modules based on feedback from the audience. So I want 12 of you. I'm building it. I'll give you the dates right now. The dates are going to be, they're going to run after these 4 webinar trainings. We got 3 more to go. So the dates will be, module 1 will be March 17th. Write them down if you think you'd like to be one of the 12 to attend. I got some bonuses for you if you make it as one of the 12. How much time? We got 8 minutes. I gotta go quick. March 17th, it's a Tuesday. They start right after these. March 17th, March 24th, March 31st, and April 7th. That's March 17th, March 24th, March 31st, and April 7th. If you are chosen tonight as one of the 12, please be available. That's the whole point. It's the whole point. Will it be free? It will not be free, but it will not be $2,000. You're getting the course anyways. Obviously, you're there while we're recording it. It won't be 2 grand. It'll be basically nothing. It'll be the first people who click right here tonight, who get in. Now, here's the thing with this. Here are the differences between buying, the people who will buy the course after, and the people who will be taking it live with me. As I create the 4 modules on those 4 weeks. The differences being, well, yeah, we're good. I can keep going. Yeah, I can keep going. First of all, it's not going to be 2 grand for you guys tonight. I'm going to drop the price in a second, and 12 people are going to click right away. Get your clicker ready if you want to join me on this journey. So the first bonus is you're going to be live. It's going to be amazing. It will. Those are always amazing. The Firestarter Mentorship Program was the first time I did this, and it was like it was amazing. Then Immortal Content, now the Octo Content. It's amazing doing it as we go, building it as we go. You're going to get the raw, unedited modules. So what do I mean by that? Just like Firestarter and Immortal Content, I cut them up for the release. So we're going to release that course on April 14th, but the modules will be cut up. We're going to get rid of some of my ramble. So a 3-hour session will probably only be an hour and a half before we sell it. As a live attendee of the 12, one of the 12, you're going to get the whole thing because you'll be there live. And another thing is replays for life. This is not like the Laboom Squad, but everybody gets replays for life on this course. It's not part of Branding University. I'm building it as we go, but the people who buy it for $2,000 after, they get it for life as well. So that's even footing. Okay, let me see. You're going to get a special bonus course, those of the 12 who get in tonight to attend to these live sessions as we build it out. You're going to get a special bonus course that only you will get, and that's going to be a training on how to set up your own Thinkific free school so that you could build and host your own courses on your own platform. That's a bonus the 12 people will get. I'm really going to focus on you 12 because we'll be working really closely together. That's another bonus. So, and that's only for the 12 people, just to be clear. We got 5 minutes, I could take a breath. Now, again, for the 12 people who make it in right now, I'm going to give you a link. And once the 12 people are in, we're shutting down that page. Okay? It's going to be a very, very tight-knit group here because we're creating the course, I said for the 10th time. I love doing this. I can't wait to do the brand resume course together. Okay, this is a big one. This has never been done before. I am the first one who will do this. I looked it up. I couldn't find anyone who does this before. You will become a collaborator, which means out of the 12 people that are in this group, you will get 100% resale rights to that course, which means it's not an affiliate program. You don't get 100% commission and you get a link. You get the raw files and you upload them to your webinar jam, to your Thinkific site, and you own the course. You sell it as much as you want. It's crazy. It's like I'm giving you the course. Go, it's yours. I'm giving 12. All the people who get in have basically an unlimited license to sell the course themselves, to plug into their, that's crazy. Let that one sink in. That's really crazy. That's crazy. It has nothing to do with me. I give you the course modules. You have the Thinkific training to plug it into your own school, and you are selling the brand resume course. It's your course, 100% commissions. It's your course. Did that sink in? I got to go fast. I would spend more time on that, but we got 4 minutes. The next thing you get is okay, this is going to be a little crazy. You're going to be a collaborator. What do I mean by that? Is that with everyone who gets in, I will take the time to personally do an intro video for your course that will be specifically for you. So if your name is Sally Witherspoon, I will do a video, an intro video, where I will say, hey everybody, welcome to the brand resume course. I'm Marc Lalonde. I'm the instructor who collaborated with Sally Witherspoon. It was incredible collaborating with Sally, and we had a real fun time creating this course. I hope you enjoy it. I'll see you on the inside. I'll do that for each one of you 12 who get in so that you can add that to your course. And then when people take the course, you're a collaborator. And you will be a collaborator because you'll be in the 12. Makes sense? So you're going to have your course to run with. On top of that, bonus number 8, if you get into as one of the 12, bonus number 8 is you are going to be, I'm going to give you the raw file to the webinar itself. So you won't have to do anything. You won't have to do anything. You're getting the webinar too. So you plug that into your webinar jam. You basically have the whole funnel. You're going to, and 100% profits. Okay? I got to go fast. I hate doing this fast. I wish I could go slower. We got 2 minutes. The collaborator thing, I need to bring something up right now. I did this with Firestarter with someone called Nadia. Her name was Nadia. And it's incredible what happened here. She wasn't in the course. She was a collaborator. We split the profits down the line. Now you're getting all of the profits, by the way, because you're getting all the files. But with Nadia, what's amazing about Nadia's story is that it was Nadia and Marc Lalonde. And we did the whole 7 days of exactly what I'm doing for Brand Resume. And Nadia was never in one of the trainings. I mean, her name was attached to it, but I did all the training. As a matter of fact, she'd say like, what are you going to teach tonight? Like, I just did it and I attached her name because we collaborated. And it's so incredible because I haven't talked to Nadia for probably over a year. We're not even connected on social media, but she was able to take that collaboration and take off with it. And now she's blowing it out of the water. I really don't know what she's doing, but I think it's an amazing example because I saw her the other day. I got on her list somehow. She learned from the best, right? So she got me on her list somehow. I clicked it for fun. I'm like, Nadia, oh my God, I haven't seen her in ages. I looked at her video and she is still mentioning it today. That's the power of collaborating with Marc Lalonde. No, but you know what I mean? Collaborations are powerful. You could use them and milk them forever. So that's what the 12 people get. Oh, we got 22 seconds. What else am I going to give you? Yeah, it was pretty cool. She mentioned it on a YouTube channel the other day. She's like, back in a couple of years ago, 2 years ago, or a year and a half ago, or whatever, she goes, I did a collaboration with seven-figure earner Marc Lalonde called Firestarter. I'm like, this is amazing. A collaboration could last that long. We're out of time. So now I got to ask you, who wants in on the 12? This video is going to cut at any time. Watch it cut before I can drop the link. Is that all I got for you? Is that all I got for you? I can't wait to create this course. Remember, we meet next week. Check your emails, guys. I don't need to summarize because I want to make sure I did not leave anything out here. Come on, quick. Give me my pages, Mark. Let's go. I think I got everything. I think I got everything. Oh, God, here. I have time. If they cut me off, here's the link. First, I got to say this because this is super important. Remember, these files are going to be on your Thinkific. They're going to be on your webinar platform. When people register for your webinar, you get all their emails. You will be able to apply coupon codes in your Thinkific, which means the people who don't buy the course for $2,000, you can email them and say, you know what, since I'm the collaborator, because you will be, it'll be proof in the video, since I'm the collaborator, we have a one-day sale where it's $497 or where it's $197 from $2,000. And these people will all have already seen it selling at $2,000. It'll be $2,000 on the website. So do you think you're going to sell some at $497 if you apply a coupon code? That training will be in your Thinkific training, by the way, as the bonus. Come on now. What if you sold it for $197? How many? That's pure profit for you. You own the course now. I think it's a great opportunity for these 12 people who get in tonight to really not only see how this is all done, but start generating income from it, even if it's my face. Why am I doing this? Well, because people are going to see my face. That's the trade-off. You're branding my face as you're doing this. I say my name throughout the whole course. That's my trade-off. Okay? Who's in? Who wants in? Now, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to drop the link right now, and I'm coming in the chat, and I'll announce you, because this video is going to cut. I can't believe it hasn't cut. But it's okay. Stephanie, want to put the link in and then jump out, and I'm going to take your place, please? Okay. Stephanie is about to drop the link. Now, the 12 people who take action, I was going to charge the $2,000 because of everything you get. I was going to do 1,000. I was going to do 500. Here I go with my dropping. I figured, you know what? Since it's only going to be 12 people, and it literally is a collaboration, and it's going to be the first ones who click and make the payment right now through PayPal, $197 for all the 4 modules and the 4 weeks and everything I just said. So the link is, did you put it in yet, Steph? You can put it in now and then hop out, please, because I want to jump in. Then I'll jump in and we'll chat, and I'll announce them in the chat because we got to cut off this video. There it is. asklalonde.com/collab, COLLAB. I can't hear the dings. I'm listening for the dings. It'll be a couple of seconds. The 12 are going to fill up. I'm going to cut out. I'm going to cut off. I'm going to start announcing the people who got in at the $197, and we'll go from there. Thanks, guys. I'll see you guys next week. I'm going in the chat right now. Stephanie put the link. Steph, please plug me in. I wanna go chat with my people. I'm coming in the chat. See you in a sec.